Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now.
Hello everyone and welcome you guys. We got to talk about this new Love and Marriage Huntsville new episode. So that is season 6 episode 11, and we pick up at this meeting where we left off last week. Kimmi and Maurice are still very mad and livid about, this Black Expo, and they want to call it what it is, a comeback group initiative. Marcel is mad and says that anything that has to do with the comeback group has always been dysfunctional. But Kimmi says, well, you were the most dysfunctional one in the group. So then, Tisha gives them an official date. It's going to be May 8th for this expo, and some of them are going to be booked for that day and do some other things. So, and Mel is one of those people. So Maurice has a suggestion. If Mel can't come, then she could do like a very cool online pre-recorded masterclass type of thing to show people about her success and her journey. And Tisha interrupts and says, we're not doing that. And that sets Mel off on Tisha. Because how can you be doing this event with such bad attitude? She was like, first of all, you came on here saying that nobody was getting paid, no and ifs or buts, and now you're even saying that you don't want this idea to happen. Mel thinks that Tisha doesn't even want to be there. And Tisha says, well, if I didn't want to be here, I would leave. Believe that. So they talk more, and Maurice asks Melody, if we do this, will you be there? Like, yes or no? And she says, I don't know. Because she's hesitant to do anything with the group. She needs to take baby steps, which is understandable. They end the meeting just like the one from last time, very confused. So it is then days later, and Melody is going to a dance class. She invites Nell, who she really likes, and I think they're really good friends based off what we've seen so far. So yeah, they are both doing this dance thing, and then Miss Nell is, trying to get some of that tea. Of course, everybody wants to know, who was she on vacation with out of the country? Who is this man? Melody's not saying much, but she's saying that he's very special. She's in a great place with him. She looks very happy, and that makes me happy because, Mel has gone through so much with her ex. So I'm glad that she's, being able to move forward. She says that this mystery man literally fills in everything in her list, and it blows her away sometimes. And she says that people won't know who he is until she's married. And you know what? I understand because of how tumultuous her divorce and separation and the custody has been with Martell. I get why she wants to wait and not say anything. Then Mel talks to Miss Nell about this meeting that they had with the comeback group, and she says that she needs to take baby steps to heal. And she even says that, Beyonce had to leave Destiny's Child and be solo, so maybe it's time that Melody goes solo. Moving along, we go to Marcel and Tisha. Their home is going to take some time to finish, so they are looking for this small place where they can stay in the meantime before the house is finally ready. And Tisha and Marcel then start to argue because he wants to live in a separate place with his son. And I'm not sure if I missed something or of the argument, but why would you want to be living away from your wife? Living. That's very sus. But the next scene is, again, Marcel with Stormi's husband, Courtney, because Courtney is going to be opening up a barber shop, which I think is very cool. But you know what? Courtney brings up to Marcel, what do you think about working with family? Because since, they had to fire Stormi's cousin, who Courtney says was very lazy. And Marcel says, it don't matter if it's your cousin, brother. If he has to get fired, then he has to get fired. And then next up, Tisha and Mel meet again for lunch. And they seem okay considering how the meeting went. And they began to talk about the meeting, actually. Tisha tells Melody that she felt like Melody was very different than how she usually is. And Mel says, well, you know what? Because of everything that has happened, I have had to change. She is, she says that it's crazy that everything that happened, and then for them to just expect her to forget it, and then just because they have taken some baby steps and she is acknowledging that, but she just can't jump into this big project all of a sudden. Specifically because if you guys remember, Tisha called Mel the devil in sheep's clothing last reunion, so I get it, but they are in a much better place. And in this lunch, Tisha, she is being more friendly, and she says, you know what, I really would like you to be there at the expo. But Melody has a performance out of the state the next day, so she doesn't know if she's going to be able to make it or not. So for now, it's a maybe. But overall, it was a really nice, positive scene. I'm glad that they were able to get along. But then we move to the final part of the episode, and that is Stormi. So she's with her mama, and it looks like there is some problems. So like I remember, Stormi fired her cousin Junior. Junior's mom is there, who is Aunt Lisa, and she's not very happy about it. So again, at the house, it's Stormi, her mom, Junior, the cousin, and the auntie. And the aunt is mad. She's very mad, not at Stormi, but at Stormi's mom, because Stormi's mom was the one who told her sister Lisa, that her son was fired and that she wanted to whip his butt. And Stormi's mom, right there in the living room, begins to scold Junior and say, you were not a good employee, you did this, you did that. So Junior's mom, Lisa, says, wait a minute, Stormi, whose business is this? Yours or your mom's? So they begin to argue, and Stormi's mom says, you know what, my daughter wasted so much money getting your son out of jail. And wow, the auntie Lisa lost her cool. She broke the fourth wall and said, take this mic off of me now. And in the midst of fighting, it actually turns out Stormi also went to jail when she was young. That was interesting. But Stormi in this moment is very frustrated because it's not really about her or Junior. It's about their moms. It's about Lisa and Stormi's mom. That's the real issue. So Stormi goes outside to go get her Aunt Lisa. And that poor lady was crying, and she was saying to Stormi, your mom is evil. And you know what? She might be right, because inside the house, Stormi's mom was cussing out Junior. So then Lisa goes in again and says, leave my child alone. And we don't know the entire situation, of course, but wow, Stormi's mom does seem evil. I mean, just the way she was, talking and treating them. So Aunt Lisa leaves outside, and Stormi in her confessional says that this fracture in their sisterhood really began when Lisa and her mom's father passed away. So then Stormi goes outside to go see her aunt, and the aunt says, you know what, you're like a daughter to me. And Stormi starts to cry because she really does love her. And she says, you know what, I never want to speak to her again, referring to her sister, Stormi's mom. And she says, I've always tried to give her a chance, but she says that every time she does, she gets loud and ghetto. And I will say this, I stand with Aunt Lisa, because you do not talk about someone else's kid, even if you are sisters. Like, it's something you don't do. It really hurts. But anyway, Aunt Lisa then says to Stormi, if I ever speak to her again, you're going to need to bail us out of jail. And as she's talking to Stormi, Stormi's mom is slowly approaching them, and then it ends right there. So that was really interesting. I was not expecting that little fight to happen, but it looked like it was really bad. I think there's a lot of issues with the sisters, and it was really sad to see that, So yeah, you guys, that was it as far as this episode. Next episode, we didn't get much of Kimmi and Maurice, but we're going to see a lot more of them next week, because they're going to go to a therapy session with their son, and it's going to get a little messy. So I can't wait for that. But let me know, what are your thoughts and opinions about this episode? What did you think about how that meeting ended, and what do you think about Stormi's family situation? Like I said, let me know. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. You guys have a great one. Bye.